Hi everyone, sorry I couldn't be there in person today, I'm having to do this from hospital. I could probably give a very good TED talk on why it's a bad idea to climb out of a two-storey window, but I won't. I'll stick to my original topic, which was language and the way in which we communicate. So I think one of the most important questions that is fundamental to all of our understanding of language is the very simple question, Mississippi, how do you spell it? Now, this was a question that was asked to me when I was a child. It's puzzled me for years and years and years, because when it was asked to me in the playground by other children, I had sort of a confused look on my face, trying to put the S's and the P's in the right place, but really everyone knows it's spelled IT. So the asker of the question, which is so often a child, is playing off the fact that I think he wants me to spell Mississippi, but in fact the speaker actually wants me to spell it. And that's a sort of a way in which language can be tricky sometimes, in the way in which we communicate. And I think even though this is a childish riddle, it can sort of permeate through to adulthood and the way in which we communicate on a day-to-day basis. But let's take another example. I have a younger sister, and like all good elder brothers, I really like to annoy her. So I got to an age where I would understand words that my parents would use, and she wouldn't necessarily understand. One of these words was patronise, and so my parents would say it to each other in a sort of frustrated tone, "Oh, don't patronise me." And she sort of picked this up, and when I was just simply poking her or something equally hilarious, she would say, "Don't patronise me," in a really annoyed tone, stop it. What she of course meant was stop annoying me, but she was using the word patronised incorrectly by a dictionary definition standard, but she was nevertheless getting across some kind of meaning in some sense to me, i.e. stop poking me. Now what I want to suggest is that we shouldn't be as rigid in our use of language, because I think it can often come off as childish like the trickster who says Mississippi, how do you spell it? And childish for me to sort of ignore my sister's protestations. So let's take an example of what I mean by rigidly defining words. Let's try and define very, very strictly a very simple word, like chair. You're all sitting on them right now, and so maybe that's it. It's something you sit on. Well, I'm sitting down right now, but clearly I'm sitting on a bed, a hospital bed, not a chair, but maybe that's too easy. How about a chair is an object with four legs that you sit on and has a back that supports you or something. But then again, I've been to some art galleries where I've seen some weird looking chairs that have 3 legs or no legs or aren't even really meant to be sat on. So I think what I'm trying to get across is that we can't always use the dictionary definitions of words to get across meaning. We have to think of language as an activity and a multiplayer game. So lots of people communicating and using their words to get across their meanings instead of saying a word, looking up the dictionary definition or being very rigid about it and then taking it from there. So take a real-world example from politics. David Cameron, leader of the Conservative Party, when he says, "We should do what is right for Britain." What does that mean? Well, I don't know, but it means something to him. Similarly, if Ed Miliband were to utter this phrase, it would mean something to him as well, but crucially something very different to what David Cameron means. So in this sense, I think the two are actually, even though they're speaking English, are in some way engaging in different activities, different spheres of language. So I think this is the way in which language can be very tricky, and we shouldn't be so pedantic and facetious when communicating with each other, because it can lead to sort of these drastic misunderstandings that are really just linguistic problems. So I really want to encourage you to think of language as an activity, not a rigorous study all the time, and try not to be as silly as me just to ignore my sister when she says, "Stop patronising me," because she does mean something. Thanks very much.